Oh, this is for the simples.
Yeah, we sipping in conversation. We sipping in conversation. We sipping in conversation. Yeah, we sipping in conversation. We sipping in conversation.
What it is, or what it do. If your homegirl sipping, then bring her on through. What it is, or what it do. If your homegirl singing, then bring her on through, baby.
What it is, what it do. If your homeboy sipping, then gon' come through. What it is, what it do. If your homeboy sipping, come through.
What it is, or what it do. If your homegirl sipping, then bring her on through. What it is, or what it do. If your homegirl singing, then bring her on through, baby.
What it is, what it do. If your homeboy sipping, then gon' come through. What it is, what it do. If your homeboy sipping, come through.
We sipping in conversation. We sipping in conversation. Yeah.
Let me make sure y'all can hear me. Whoop, whoop. Loud and clear.
So what's good, Simples? This is your boy Buddha, and over there is the lovely
Baby.
and we coming to you live with another rendition of Sipping In
Conversation.
Real Life, Real Talk, Real People. Okay, so baby, how was your day?
It was a great day to be a great day, Buddha.
What?
I was in it to win it. How was your day?
My day was mixed reviews. I had mixed reviews today.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? You know, you go out and you work hard for the money that you do get, just to realize they don't give a fuck about you.
It be like that sometimes. It unfortunately, sadly, it be just like that. And you know what? We go with it. We roll with it.
No, but I mean, just bear with me a little bit.
Tell me about it.
Just bear with me a little bit. You know, because, you know, they always, like a lot of companies out there, they preach loyalty. Mm-hmm. They want you to be loyal. They preach integrity. They preach family values, amongst other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then, when it's up to you, they want to see it. But when it's put up against them, they don't want to show it either. That's all I'm saying, man. It's sad. It's hard out here.
It's hard, and you know they know they kind of have you
by
like
the balls because they think you can't get no other job.
Right. You know, and a lot of it is part of our fault. I say why I say our fault is because we don't give the energy to our place of employment that yes, it is a fact that I need a job. Meaning I don't need this job. I need a job. And so, but most of us, we know that it probably was hard for us to get into that job in the first place. And so we're not, you know, we just don't make spontaneous decisions that's going to impact us. But for the most part, sometimes you got to just step out on faith, as they say.
Right. Not saying here or there, but what I'm saying to you is, if you want the best out of a person, this speaking for employers.
Right.
If you want the best out of a person, you got to give the best back.
Yeah, does help.
You know what I'm saying?
That really does help. If you show some reciprocity with loyalty, you usually get a better worker.
Yo.
So last week, what we talked about?
Well, we had a lot on the table. You know what I'm saying? But overall, my perspective was women makeup, and why do we as men get looked down upon when we don't take to them without the makeup on?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah. So last week we talked about why women, ultimately what we were talking about is why do women get passed over
Oh yeah.
when they don't have on like their makeup or they giddy up or whatever, or they don't look that club ready type kind of thing, right? And so a nice looking guy that really is on your level, he'll pass you by. But then when you go and get juiced up,
Yeah.
he be like,
wait a minute.
What's up, little shouty do what? You know what I'm saying? And then you be like,
oh, back then you didn't know me. Now I'm hot. You're all on me.
You know what I'm saying? But I had to think a little bit about it because Javon made a good point last week. I know, I just didn't really think about it. We women, we are notorious for passing by.
Mm-hmm.
We are highly judgmental, and in this day and age, baby, we ain't cutting mustard with them. You know what I'm saying? So I guess with that being said, no, of course, not all women. It's not all women. It's not all men.
Right.
It's never all. You know what I'm saying? Many men embrace a woman in her natural state of being.
Yeah.
In her natural element. You know what I'm saying? Because the fact of the matter remains, hell, I ain't gonna wake up like this.
I mean, I like to catch them in their natural state. So when they do get glammed up,
at least you know the difference, right?
It's a whole surprise.
You ain't being catfished.
They might even get fucked harder. The end.
That is so typical, Buddha.
I'm sorry, not sorry. Are we speaking truth on this show?
I mean,
are we speaking truth on this show?
Oh my goodness! Oh
yeah,
yeah. I can't do nothing with this one sometimes.
You're right.
So listen, what you sipping on?
Well. I'm glad you asked me that. I went a little different this time because it's Cinco de Mayo. With a little tequila. With some peach soda. Voila. Cinco de Mayo.
That's what he got. That's what he got.
That's it.
Well, what am I drinking?
Well, you drinking what you like. You went with a little ginger whiskey.
Okay, so I got ginger whiskey.
Ginger ale.
Ginger ale.
And some of that peach.
And a peach cobbler mixer. Just a little bit. That's why I got.
What it taste like, baby?
It's actually not bad.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. No, it ain't got nothing to do with Cinco de Mayo, but hey, let him be great. He's so crazy.
It ain't got nothing to do. Tequila. Mexican.
All it was, the only thing about Cinco de Mayo that he said was tequila.
That's it.
That's it. That's all. Okay.
That's it.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
So that we pretty much gave y'all a quick recap on what we were talking about last week.
Okay.
Tonight we have 2 special guests.
Oh, I can't wait.
2 special guests.
Oh, I can't wait.
So if you ain't told us what you're sipping on, that means you need to go get you something
You're
to drink.
all the way wrong.
That means you need to go get you something to sip on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're gonna come right back in a few moments, about a minute, 2 minutes, and boom, we're gonna jump right into our guest that we have tonight. I'm so excited because like we said, we got y'all different people coming in from different areas, different area codes.
You got pros?
Different area codes.
Area.
So
codes. Oh, I was giving you the Nate Dogg. I was giving you the Nate Dogg part. You go hit what's Ludacris? Go ahead, hit the Ludacris.
No. Anyway, we'll be right back. Okay, y'all. Give us a second.
All right.
Commercial break.
Oh, this is for the simples.
Yeah. We sipping in conversation. We sipping in conversation. We sipping in conversation. Yeah. We sipping in conversation.
Me. All right, so it seems like we came back quicker than a snicker.
Ooh.
Y'all see that? I know y'all see that. Y'all see it? Yes. Look it up. Look it up. Look. Look. Go in one more time.
Say it one more time. Hey, look at those gentlemen, man. They look like they hard at work right now.
They do what they do best.
Yeah.
That's what they do, y'all. I'm just saying.
Oh man, what we got here, baby?
So tonight, who we have with us in the building, our special guest, some of the finest from Rhythm League. We got DJ Todd Love and Mr. Mogembo.
Ah. Wow, I like how you guys say that.
Right.
Did we bring y'all in like you like it?
Beautiful.
Yes, excellent.
That was a good come in. Come on.
Yeah, definitely.
Just saying. Wow. We don't just get one of you Rhythm Leaguers. We get two.
We are a package deal.
It's like a mama and her baby, right?
We're brothers. We're brothers to the end.
That's right.
No doubt.
Give us a high five.
Y'all know we're crazy. Listen. I've been knowing you guys for a long time because when I met one, I met the brother.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's right. You met Alim at one of my barbecues at the house for the birthday.
Right. And we've been friends and family ever since. We've been family.
That's getting on 10 years now, right?
Yeah. When y'all have your 10-year anniversary, right?
Yeah, 10-year anniversary this year. So probably met Alim maybe 8 years ago, give or take. Probably 8 years.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Man, so welcome to the Sipping and Conversation with Buddha and Baby show.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thanks for us.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need us, but we need you. So we
all need each other. Stop that. We all need each other.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We need each other. So because although you all, well, you'll get into that. You'll tell me more. So I don't know which one is going to be the representative speaker or if you're going to take turns, but
we'll tag. Oh, me? Okay, me then.
That would be the one that's chilling. So we're just gonna jump right into it.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's do it.
I'm number one. Let's start with thank you for having us. It's really nice to be here. I know I speak on behalf of Todd as well for that. I was told. I know, of course, we're going to talk about what we're doing and what we're doing in the community and things like that, but I am very intrigued about your show. And I was listening to the pre-show, and you're talking about women and makeup and women without makeup getting passed on. And then the topic for this show is supposed to be money and happiness, or money versus happiness, or however you choose to look at it, which is pretty.
For the love of money.
For the love of money, my friend.
For the love of money, which is, to me, in a weird way, I think they're very directly connected. But anyways, we can get into that stuff. I know you guys probably have like some interesting questions around the topic, so I'm excited to be here for the topic. I can switch gears for right now into the Rhythm League and our events and our nonprofit work that we're doing.
Yes.
I want to start with a little bit of history. Of course, we went over. Todd and I have been fast friends for at least 8 years now. I would say easily, without hesitation, I call him a brother. Our other brother, Travis Young, is part of the team as well, who a lot of us know that it might be on the show right now. And it's good to find people that know what they're doing and can work hard, but it's also really interesting and great to find people that can admit a mistake, go with the flow, be ready to make adjustments if one of the team members sees that things aren't going the way they should. Very collaborative, very cooperative. So that gives us the legs to do a lot of what we want to do. Um, we started the nonprofit just in 2019, thinking, okay, we've got a good run doing events. These events, I can talk more about the events in a moment, but they were building nicely for a good few years. And in 2019, we said, okay, we can take this energy of these events and kind of use some of that energy to help the community around us. So whether that was donating funds and proceeds to homeless shelters, to organizations that help people with job readiness, things like that. Um, that was, I guess, the initial scope. And then all of a sudden, we got shifted with the COVID business. Right when we were just about to get on our feet, I think we just had the first party announcing our official 501c3 certification right the minute, like right at the end of March.
Right. So
right
it's COVID
before,
hit. That's right.
right. And the attendance was low, and we're like, huh, that's interesting. Let's see. And then
Then the
nothing
world
happened.
shut down. Right.
Yeah, then the whole world shut down, and of course, with that shutdown, everybody on our team had to scramble and figure out what they're doing for themselves and their family. So, obviously, distracted with that stuff for a good period of time. Then slowly, with the help of a gentleman, his name is Clayton Lewis Ferrara. And if anybody wants to look me up, if anybody else is interested in starting a nonprofit, I'm sure you guys could share links later after the show or during. Yeah, that's how you can find me. And he helped us get the nonprofit together back in 2019, and he also helped us kind of regroup, figure out what we wanted to do because a whole set of new needs presented themselves.
Yeah.
There are small businesses and restaurants that are suffering, many shutting down, and just kind of the chain restaurants are hanging around because they have deeper pockets to survive the storm, as it were. So we've shifted. We are back. We got two of our flagship events coming up like in the next month and a half. There's Vaughn. We got one of them is called Funk Box, which I'm a part of, and Rhythm League is definitely a part of the production. We're actually doing Rhythm League is doing the bar for that event, and the sound, and I'm DJing for a little part of it. The headliner DJ, his name is Tony Touch, which if a lot of hip hop heads and New York heads will know that name, Tony Touch. This Funk Box is a one-off party that he does. He's been doing for years and years in New York, in Miami, in a lot of nice cities, and it's his house music thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, most hip hop people have like a house music leg that they stand on because the music is so intertwined.
Yep.
And they want an outlet to do house music. So this was his baby thing for years and years and years. They've been doing Funk Box, and for Rhythm League to be associated with it is a huge honor.
Awesome. Yep.
Just for people to recognize that we can move at that level. The music is going to be incredible. We've had to make adjustments actually, and the next flagship party that we have, the Orlando House Music Party, we do with another gentleman that I'm sure everybody on the show knows is Andre Mack. He's hardest working man in show business, as far as I know.
Happy birthday.
And
He recently had a birthday.
Yeah.
we were there in the house for that. And so him, a gentleman that actually kind of pulled us all together, Will Castro, he's one of the DJs for it. Our other partner from Rhythm League, Travis Young, is also involved. So that party is geared to, I don't want to say it's geared to the older generation of house heads, because we have a strong contingent of younger folk that come through there. And it's really, it's a free party. It's something that we do for the community. And we go all out with the sound. Obviously, we go out with the DJing all the way. There's going to be food trucks there, a good bar. And for both parties, this is our comeback. It's as shocking as it were. For months and months, I didn't know if I would see this day, where we're throwing two of our flagship parties within a few weeks of each other, and it's very exciting. And we've got we're doing them outdoors, just to add the open air quotient to the event. That really helps people be comfortable.
Yeah.
In this day and age, and a lot of us have got our shots and stuff already, but a lot of people have different opinions on that, and we respect all of those opinions.
Absolutely.
But we definitely want to lean towards safety always, and making people comfortable. I don't have any political agenda on why I might wear a mask or not, but if it makes you feel comfortable, I'll wear it. And if it's that simple. I want people around me to feel at ease and feel comfortable, and that we like to extend that to the events that we do.
Yeah.
So both of the events are going to be outdoors, from about 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. because
going in.
Yeah, you usually have to be a little more quiet earlier when you're outdoors. We're working on those things too. Don't be surprised if we have some late night outdoor parties in the summer. But that's shh. You heard it.
You only heard it here.
Yeah,
I got you. Everybody heard it. No, I'm just joking. But let me ask you,
we're working on that.
Hold on real quick. Let me ask you real quick. So when you guys are having these outdoor events, and you saying they're free.
Yeah. One of them is
not all in your pockets or anything, but how, I'm assuming you all do your collaboration with the bars and other places so that you'll be able to take a percentage of the proceeds to be able to give back. Right?
Even better.
Yep.
Part of starting the nonprofit is so that we can run the bar ourselves. For the longest time, we've been, and no anger or shame in any people that run venues. They have overhead, they have rent to pay. They should grab a good piece of the bar. But for a nonprofit, I think initially I felt, and in discussing with Todd and Travis, that if we can open up the margins and have more control of the money, we can do more. So that is where. So the Funk Box party, there's actually a cover charge for that one, and we have a headliner DJ who's kind of expensive to bring in, and then we'll control the bar at that, and we'll control actually for the Orlando House Music Party. That's really just a party. It's not part of the fundraising effort. We're spending money to do that one basically, and the venue has the bar. But that's just our tradition for Orlando House Music Party. That's the party we pull out all the stops for. Any kind of production we throw everything at it that we've got, and we do it for free, so people can come have a good party and get to know us better, and we get to know them. We like to have parties, whether it's Funk Box, Orlando House Music Party, or the occasional hip hop reggae party. We want people to walk in and walk out having met two new friends.
Yep. Have a good time.
That's the whole.
All I'm gonna say is, I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna wear my icy hot before I go in or when I leave.
Well, see, that's the thing.
Hey, we old now.
Right.
I
Yeah.
went to a couple of y'all's parties, I know, and
Yeah, we get down. So
it's a
Yeah.
definite thing that if you're not accustomed to the constant moving and the type of moves,
yeah,
oh boy.
Yeah, see that's the ticket right there. That's what we try to get people to understand. See, especially in Orlando, people have this conception of house music, right? People think that it's all about the raves and the hardcore techno music, and
and
it's a part. It's an element of
the
it, but it's
festivals.
right. And the big festivals, correct? Like the big festival they have here in Orlando every year over at the Tinker Field.
Right.
People have this conception of what they're going to hear when we say house music. So that yes, that definitely is an element of house music, but that's not the type of music that we play, and that's not where the roots how we're trying to we give back to the people. The roots of house music is more soulful, more musical, more instrumental. It's just up tempo. So those type of songs you might hear by Avant or even Drake or people like that make R&B and things of that nature. You'll hear stuff like that in house music. Uh, you'll hear Stevie Wonder. You'll hear classics. You hear R&B, right? So you hear stuff that might sound like jazz. You hear stuff that sound like Afrobeat. So there's so many different elements of house music that we try to bring to the people and have them experience it and just enjoy it and have a good time and feel the spirit and the camaraderie that everybody brings to the parties. That's why I think a lot of people gravitate to us and what they want. And it's something different that's going on in Orlando right now. Not too many people are doing something like that.
And what I like, especially because I've heard both you guys DJing and the type of music, and I do like that you're not the atypical house music.
Yeah.
It is, when you throw that little Afro beat in there, man, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Vocals and
Right. So baby, you know us, right? You know me, my wifey, and you've been to our house too on Sundays when I do my Sunday show. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how I roll. It's not your typical, four beats to the wall, bang your head type stuff. I'm trying to give you an experience. I'm trying to make you feel the music so that when you listen to it, you have no choice but do something. You don't necessarily have to dance, but you're gonna do something.
There's no you're gonna tap your feet, bob your head, and then sooner before you know it, it's like, oh,
I'm in this thing.
oh,
Yep.
Hey, I'm trying to keep my shoulder from moving, but it's
Right.
And the whole thing is we don't want people looking up at the DJ booth like it's a show. Like I want to look out at the crowd and see people are barely looking at each other out there if you're doing it right. Everybody's feeling that shoulder like, whoa, hey, what's going on? All right. And they're going.
I'm here now.
So that's the reward for what we do.
Yeah. So with the nonprofit, I know you spoke about and that is awesome to actually bring music into something because we all know music brings people together.
Always.
All the music, no matter what it is,
right?
It brings the masses together in some form or fashion, and so to use that as your foundation to create the 501(c) for the the nonprofit, which is Rhythm League, and then take that and give back to the community. In what are some of the areas again you give back to the community?
So part of our, after watching everybody go through what they've been through the COVID era, let's hope it's coming to a close. But through the COVID era, we saw a lot of small businesses, a lot of people we know struggle. So our energies are going to be more focused. We're probably going to have 2 or 3 events before we start. I mean, we're never going to be about publicizing, oh, we're doing this for charity, but it's going to be a function of everything that we do. So about 2 or 3 events down the road, you may start noticing that we're doing a pop-up at a restaurant, and we're not charging them like maybe me and Todd will go DJ at a restaurant, have like a grand opening or a grand reopening. It may be somebody who has a jewelry business or a clothing business that wants to do a fashion show as part of one of our events. There's a couple people we're talking to about that right now.
Even with this,
Yeah.
so with you guys, with Sipping in Conversations,
hmm
us doing this with you guys is also an avenue because we understand that you're doing this as a business and we want to give you the exposure as well.
Yes.
So, everything works in conjunction with each other. So these are the type of things that we want to do. We want to promote other people in their businesses, people in our community, people that we know, and we want to try to shed light on the people that are struggling and the people that are trying to build up.
There's so many. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying absolutely. That's exactly what it's all about. That's why we have this platform.
Yeah, and these platforms we can share to just kind of build each other up. But with that being said, you'll start seeing some more things where we're bringing in other partners and restaurants and things like that to help build them up, and we'll have vendor space at most, if not all, of our events to kind of highlight other small businesses. There's this one business I just fell in love with. It's called O-Town Compost. So what they're doing is it costs like $22 a month, but they'll bring a bucket with a liner, like a 5-gallon bucket, and you put your compostable garbage in there rather than wrapping up in a plastic bag and sending it to the landfill for the next 1,000 years. They go make fertilizer with it and distribute it either back to you, like say you have you're growing food at your house or growing plants, they could bring it back to you as part of that fee, or they can distribute to Fleet Farming. Fleet Farming is I don't know if you've heard of these guys yet, but they run an organization where they plant food crops in people's yards, and then they also come back and harvest these and kind of.
Never knew about that. That was good.
But if you go to our events, you're gonna see little businesses like that are doing super cool shit, and we're about that, and on your side, you guys are taking the work on of building a community with the talk, with the podcasting and the talk show and stuff. All of that, all those things work together. Like imagine if we got 20 people that start composting garbage rather than all that stuff, instead of going to the landfill, it's going into growing food for people and things like that. And there's so much that we can do with what's the word? Just like redirecting our energy.
Yeah, the sustainable energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our human energy. Like imagine if we spent our energy just trying to get by, doing things to profit us and to heal us and to make us stronger. That's actually why we're here, I believe.
Yep.
I got one last question before we slide out, baby.
Yeah, go ahead.
Y'all ready for this one?
Go
Yeah.
We're just gonna change gears and get into the show. That's all.
So
I don't mind.
Yeah,
I'm here.
But y'all gonna stick around and you hang out as long as you want.
Sure.
So, what got you guys into the DJing? What was that? What got y'all to want to be DJs out here?
I got a good story for you, but let's let Todd go first since it was so much longer before I ever get into it.
All right, I'll try to make this quick. So for me, at the time when I started DJing, it was late 70s. So I'm telling my age, right? I'm telling my age. The beginnings of the hip hop era, when DJing was a nerdish thing to do. I was a nerd when I was a kid, so yeah, I wanted to DJ, because I couldn't MC, so I couldn't get on the mic and spit rhymes. So I said I got to be in this hip hop game. So what am I going to do? So I wanted to DJ. It was a friend of mine that lived in the same building as I did. I grew up in the projects. His brother, there was a New York City blackout back in the 70s, and people up north should remember that, when a lot of DJs got their equipment from that blackout, the looting and stuff like that. So my friend who lived in the building, his big brother had got his set that way. So just hanging out, we would go to his house and he had the equipment, and that was my opportunity to learn. And then along the way, I just had other people that had their own sets, and I would just bounce around from place to place to place and practicing and learning how to DJ. And here we are today.
Wow.
That's what's up.
That was all right, though. That's okay.
Oh, my turn.
So what say ye, old great Mogembo?
For me, it started out with just like a deep appreciation of music. I was born in Toronto, and believe it or not, the radio stations were really good around them. So there was a lot of soul music playing, and so that immediately, like, I'm told stories about myself, like when Lou Rawls, "You're Gonna Miss," what's the name of the song? "You're Gonna Miss My Lovin'."
Right.
When that song used to play, I used to go crazy in my crib.
Okay.
So that might be the start. But then the second significant thing is all of a sudden, after living in Toronto and Philadelphia and whatnot, we moved to Florida, to a place called Christmas, Florida.
Oh,
which
wow.
completely rural. And
Completely.
yeah, still is. And
Yes.
we had we still have like a farm out there and stuff. But so I grew up, and my cousins would keep sending me mixtapes from Toronto, from Detroit, from New York, and I was so scared riding the bus because these redneck kids would be literally fist fighting through the back 2/3 of the bus, and it was quite scary for the brown guy in Christmas, Florida. So
Yeah.
I had my little yellow Walkman, and I had my mixtapes, and I just sat in the front seat closest to the door, and I just that was my sanctuary for a while. So that's where I started loving the music. And then in '92, I moved to Miami. I started DJing probably the year before I moved to Miami, and got to DJ a lot for 10 years after that, and then the rest is history. That's how I got really the start.
And here we go. And who are we now? We are the rhythm lead.
Yep.
And what else is there to say?
They're all grown up.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I could get deeper into the story, but that's gonna take all night. So we don't
Well,
want to
there's
go.
lots of twists, lots of twists,
Yeah,
lots of
yeah,
This how the siblings get to know you guys.
yeah. This is true. This is true.
And also, this stream is being broadcast. Not only is it being broadcast on Facebook, it is also being broadcasted on YouTube. So it's being put out in 2 different places, and it will always be there as long as we are who we are, and that's what we got planned. Listen, I know y'all gonna stick around, so that's no worries. So we're gonna shift gears because we know what the Simples came here for. Well, they came for y'all.
Nah.
We know that. We know y'all came.
And we came for them, so here we are.
And that's who they are. We told y'all they was gonna be here, and this is them, DJ Todd Love, and we got Mr. Mogembo, also to us known as Alim.
Yes.
Okay, y'all. All right, Sippers, listen. Let's get into it. Tonight, for the love of money.
Gonna get your money, man. No,
where the money resides. No. It's all kinds of things about money.
Yeah.
You can't even. There's no getting around it. However,
go ahead, man. You got it.
No, you do this.
No, man.
Say it how you fit. Say it with your chest.
Well, I mean, for the love of money, right? So here's the question: like, why is money the driving force and how people behave out here in the world?
The driving force.
The driving force.
Is it? Or is it fear?
Well,
or is it the fear of not having it?
It all goes back to money, though.
Right. No, yeah. Same page. Yeah.
From a behavioral perspective, we need money.
Yeah.
In this in this era, in this land where we live in, unless you are completely off the grid and you have placed your world and your life around, nothing money based, you're still gonna be some type of a barter system.
Well,
Some type of something got to be taking place because you can't get feed or you can't get certain things that you're gonna need for your land, even if you living off the grid. If you don't have some coins or something,
there's got to be equal exchange.
right.
I think that I think there's levels to it though. You got people that don't have it, won't get it, and they ain't worried about it. They just living how they living because it is what it is.
They ain't missing it.
Right, exactly. Then you got people that have a certain portion of it, but the portion that they have is not enough, so they always chasing more to make things better. Right? Then you got another segment of people that have it, always had it, will always get it, and just don't care. Right? So you have to figure out where you fall in those three tiers, as I see it. The poor people is always going to chase the money because every little bit that they could get, they're gonna try to get. If they can get 5 cents off a cigarette, they're gonna try to get 5 cents off that cigarette because they might be able to buy some rice, whatever the case may be. Or if their motive is drugs, they're gonna do what they're gonna do so they can get high. It doesn't matter how much they get, whatever they get, they're gonna get zooted off of it.
I think what you're saying. I think a lot of it too. It depends on what mode you're in. Like if you're in survival mode, you know what I mean.
Your focus is different.
It's what your focus is on. But if you're on sustainability, like on a sustainable level, you got you're in a different mode because when you're in survival mode, everything is a hustle.
Right.
That's a really interesting point because being in survival, being in fight or flight it goes back in our DNA, in our ancestry for thousands of generations. And we face different challenges than the last 98% of our ancestors. Our challenges are different. There's not a lion around the corner. There's not, there. And I think that fight or flight hardwiring is what puts people in a mindset where they have to chase money rather than who am I? What do I have to offer the world? How can I get that energy out there to where that I can see some benefit from it? So I'm sidestepping the money question, but I think you hit the nail on the head with the fight or flight, with the survival mode. I think, and this is actually something I've been working on a lot the last year, going through some things I've been going through. Todd's seen me go through all this stuff. But if you are stuck in fight or flight, you're not making decisions on what your highest and best is. You're making decisions on how am I gonna not die tomorrow. And the fight or flight mechanism is so strong that it may be some dumbass coworker that you don't like that's triggering that for you, and you're not doing the best for yourself.
Yeah.
So
I'm with all that. All that. So I'm gonna go with my viewpoint, my little take on it. Because everybody's bringing something to the table. I got it. What if it's how money was introduced to you?
Oh yeah.
When you were a kid, money was introduced to you a certain type of way because a lot of people look at money as power.
Yeah.
And influence. Power and influence can help you way along the way. So you know what I'm saying? So even in the dating scene, if you dress good, you smell good, you got the potential of getting what you want easier than you did if you didn't.
But even that's mindset.
That's mindset. But my point is how it's introduced you. Like, hey man, I ain't want to drink Coke 45 until I seen Billy D had Coke 45, right? And he's the one that was getting all the ladies. I was gonna get my Billy D on. You know?
Yeah.
That's a great point.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like how it was introduced to you, in a sense, going along with everything you guys have said as well.
Absolutely.
That's
I mean,
other.
everybody. Every point is valid. You know, it just depends
Yeah.
on what perspective you're looking at and who's looking at who's answering it. You know what I mean? Like you
Right.
said, if
Right.
you are, you know, let's say you grew up in a rural area
Mm-hmm.
where you have limited resources, so everything you do is about that rainy day.
Yeah.
Versus if you were from the suburbs and the really nice Heathrows type kind of places, where you leveled up, you don't even know that you don't know the struggle exists.
You're right on the money, and right on the money. But Simone Williams is in the comments here talking about it's nice to develop a healthy relationship with money, and it's all about mindset. And I think that she's dead on. And I think the only thing I would add to that is that our job is to dissect where we come from when our parents are saying, "We ain't got money for that. What's going on?" And that if when we're 3 and 5 years old and we hear that, that is our money story,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Forever. So we
Yeah.
have to dissect our history. We have to really think about who we are after we've gotten past that. Then we got to think about what we want and how do we exchange the gifts that we have to receive what we want. I know I'm talking kind of spacey, but that's where I'm at.
Yeah. I understand what Alim is talking about because right now in this stage of my life, the way money is for us in our household, yeah, we need money, right? We need to pay these bills. We need to get down this debt.
Mhm.
But we're not really chasing the money where we're saying, well, we want to be wealthy, or we want to live in a $500,000 house, nothing like that, because we're very happy where we at. We are very content with our life and the cars we drive and the way we live and the way we take it easy and go to the beach and take vacations and stuff like that. It's for us, it's not about we need to make more money. It's just, yeah, we can make some more money, yes, but it ain't that serious.
Mhm. I hear that.
And like the wife, if you look at the comments, she said our goal is retirement. That exactly. And retirement for us is real simple.
Yeah.
No, we can't hear you guys.
Are you guys live? We are you guys muted or something? Well, anyways, while you're coming back online.
Can you hear us? Time out.
I love this.
Ah,
Talking about stuff with good people. But that's what I grounded down to for me, Todd.
was that?
That's what I grounded down to for me. Every minute, every second, I'm in fight or flight, survival. I'm not thinking about the highest and best thing. We back? You guys quiet?
All right.
I'm hearing stuff.
I know. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
We
Yes.
got everybody.
You can hear me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just need to make sure you lost baby. Okay. I was wondering if y'all can hear me. Turn
No.
that down.
Mm-hmm.
We are here, but you'll see me talking, but it's coming from a different platform. My other person.
Right.
All right.
I just want to make sure y'all can hear me.
No.
Yeah, we
Very
can
good.
hear you now.
Carry on.
We
See,
can
the
hear
show must go on. Baby got 3 things popping over here.
Keep
Okay?
it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Then
She
We're having a
is
great
not
conversation.
playing with it. I just need to get this volume.
Yeah, you're getting a little echo.
It's gonna be an echo. Buddha, turn that off.
can you
What
hear
about now?
That's good.
I'm still in there, boy. Am I
Still-
still echoing?
Still a little echo. Yeah.
that? That's all right. Yeah.
Turn you off. I wanted to make sure I turned him off. We keep it pushing. See, this is what money do. Money keep you pushing it. I have 2 things going on right here, and I don't want to turn the camera off on one.
Mm.
And I'm scared to stop it.
Just mute.
Yeah, one thing has to mute probably. One device.
So I had to turn one off.
All right.
We still here.
Okay.
I know
good.
you hear me. I know you see me.
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you.
Don't worry. See, this is what we do when we're in show business.
Are you gonna turn the camera on?
Yes, I will.
Are we in?
I'm gonna turn the camera on. I just got to get to the right production.
That one.
This is us. And when I get in there and I turn that camera on, it's gonna be on and popping. I'm not gonna change nothing because if I do, it's gonna be a problem.
Voila.
Look, I be having plans going on, y'all. I be trying to make sure we can keep it pushing.
I think we're good now.
That's how the show works. You keep it going. Listen. For the love of money, what you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? It's either gonna be like you say, sink or swim, fight or flight, or and it all depends on what direction or perspective you're really coming from at the end of the day.
Yeah,
because and you can't really. I think for me, what saddens me is the higher up you go, you kind of, I don't want to say you forget, but you've moved on. And so moving on means you gotta push past because you don't want to go backwards.
Yeah. But that going backwards. So for me, just speaking from my perspective, before I came to Florida, I was making good money. I was in New York City, right? Making good money. Was laid off, and I had to start all over again. Basically, once I moved to Florida, start from the ground up on an entry-level position, making only a certain amount of money, and I had to work my way up again. Still not at the same place where I was when I left New York, but for Florida, I'm okay. I'm doing all right. Would I like to make a little bit more money? Yes, for sure. But that's why I hustle. That's why, I got my DJ thing. So I do my weddings, I do my parties, and I make a little extra money on the side. So if I need some money for the cave, I could do it. So, and then doing with the nonprofit organization, that just gives me another opportunity to help other people, big up their bank and put someone, pad their pockets a little bit more. So, I'm pretty happy about where I am right now, how I think about money. Trying to make the right moves as far as investing and getting ready for the retirement. But
because we
again,
already
the
know
focus is
Vaughn
different.
said the goal is to retire
Yes.
early.
Yes, as early as
We're
possible.
out of there. She ain't trying to stick around for long, and she need to be somewhere warm.
Yes.
It is somewhere warm.
Warmer.
Close to
Close to the
warm.
equator. Gotcha.
No, but I think we do have the tendency to change when it comes down to money. And I don't know if we mean to do it intentionally, It's just it becomes the new thing. It's the new world order.
Right.
And so when it's the new world order, it means that you got to make changes, and it's just what it is. I mean, now granted, I know that I don't want to say if I make I'm making millions that I won't do something like you guys are doing. Like I would love to have a nonprofit, so it's a means for me to give back. But I know that's just a thought process for me. I'm not the masses,
Mm.
and because and another advantage is that I know where I came from. Now I've not been at the bottom, but I know I can acknowledge that there are things that there's worse situations.
Mm.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Because I can relate to that. Um, I I was we wasn't poor growing up, but we wasn't well off. I grew up in the projects, so from my perspective, looking out in the world, we were poor. Uh, even though for my mother it didn't look that way. The way she handled business, it didn't look like we was poor. Uh, and then growing up, I had this mentality that I had to have a lot of money in my pocket.
Mm.
So it got to the point I walked around with at least $200 in my pocket, thinking, I'm good. You know, um, Going to strip clubs and making it rain, all that good stuff. And when I spit up all my ducats, I go to the bank and get some more and go do it again. So that's a mentality that I saw growing up.
Yeah.
But now, being married and seeing things a little bit different, nah, I'm good. I don't need to go to the strip club. I don't need to have $200 in my pocket. You know, I just need to have enough money to, have a little bit of drink. Every now and then go out, enjoy myself, enjoy my time with the wife, take a vacation, and get ready for retirement.
Absolutely. And that's what's important. I think now, in my now, we've all been there, done that.
Mm.
We've all made this crazy. We've all. I know. Look. I
Well,
I know I've done the most.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this right. So as we sit here and we talk about money and we think about influences and things like that, but you got music today, man, telling these kids what to do and how to live with that money in very peculiar ways that I'm not understanding. They're not telling them how to, financial literacy. They tell them how to blow all this money, right? So, I always say that music is the new religion. It's the foundation of how things are being blasted in the media,
It's
and it's a
all
one way.
blasted in the you hit it because
Mm-hmm.
it's the songs, the music they listen to. It's the TV commercials. It's the TV shows that show certain lifestyles that don't make sense. The friends in that TV show Friends could never afford those apartments they lived in, and it's a false. It's like a false goal where, and I'm getting back into my stuff where people aren't making decisions based on what their highest and best gift is, like what's their gift that they can share with the world. They're making decisions on survival, and survival decisions don't, you don't grow in survival. You stay where you are, you maintain. Sometimes you fail, but your goal is to maintain, and maintaining, staying at zero is not getting anybody anywhere fast. So
Okay. Making sure.
That's cool. I was checking out my mute. I was checking out my volume just to see if I had it. I was able to get it back. Okay. Survival is to maintain. Yeah, it can be. I think it can be. But it's not always sustainable. It's for that moment. It versus, like you're saying, like Alim was saying, if you it going back, but it all it's all perspective.
I get what he's saying.
No, I do. I'm
He's
not
saying
saying.
survival as in living. Living. If you're just living, that's maintaining. You see what I'm saying?
If
I got
right,
it. You know what I'm saying? I got it.
yeah,
No.
a lot of people think survival is about paying your bills, about having a house, having a car, being able to go out and splurge. That's a luxury, basically. Yeah, we want to keep a roof over our head, but surviving is also about your body, I'm sorry, about your body, your mind, and your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's has to be a complete package.
And I think, and then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into my final thoughts, and we're gonna go around with our final thoughts. Okay. So for me, I think, if I like what you were saying, I like the piece of Lim said, I like Buddha, I like all the aspects of it, because in my now, my views on money is not the same as it was, 30 years ago, 10 years ago, freak, 5 years. Well, I'll go faster. I'll go farther. I'll say
A year ago.
10 years ago, because my shift in how I perceive money changed roughly in the last 10 years. And I went gung ho crazy about sustainability because of that happiness. What was my goal? And my goal was to be at peace, and so I want to just pay my bills on time. Now, I don't want to just do that, but I want to be able to pay my bills on time. I want to be comfortable I want to be able to go to the store and buy that thing, or make arrangements if it's really that detrimental for me to have. I just want to live. I want to live. I don't want to just survive. I want to be more than just living in the now. I want to survive. I mean, excuse me, I don't want to just survive in the now. I want to live for long-term purposes. You know what I mean? I want to be setting things up for my grandbabies. You know what I mean? I want to be able to see. I want to go on that trip. I want to fly wherever I want to go. I want to go. I want to have my adult beverage.
Okay.
So for me, my behavior has changed with regards to it. So sometimes I'm tight. Sometimes I'm like, go get it. That's yours. Let's have it. But that's where I want to be with regards to money. What are your thoughts?
No,
Go ahead, Mr. Todd. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, I agree. It's about, yeah, I want to be able to have a little bit. So if I see something, I want something, I want to be able to get it. Who doesn't want to be that way? But at the same time, if I don't need it, then I'm not stressing over it. So yeah, it's good to be in that space, and I'm with you. 10 years ago, I wasn't, seeing money the way I see it now. I had a totally different mindset. I wasn't thinking about, retirement, or thinking about, making sure I had a house, a home. Nah, but now, yeah, we good. We know how to do with our money. We know how to have a good time. We know how to enjoy ourselves. We know how to survive, and we know how to live. So that's what's up for us.
For me, I agree with everything. And the only thing I would add to it or build on, and it's not going to be right for everybody, but I'm going to say that how many amazing cooks do you know that only cook for themselves? How many amazing singers do you know that only sing in the shower? How many amazing entrepreneurs are there that are not getting their shine because they're stuck in survival mode? So it's an evolutionary thing. I'm not saying somebody's not evolved if they're trying to get by, because trying to get by is not easy right now. And people need to get by. People need to survive. But that's the only thing I'm adding. I think if you can spend even a small part of your day mentally not being in that fight or flight survival mode, you can actually think and remember who you are. You can think of what your gift is and how to get it out there. That's what side hustles are. I think that's what side hustles should be. I think what they wind up being a lot of time is getting into a network marketing thing or getting into something that somebody else says is working for everybody. But if somebody else says this works, it doesn't mean it doesn't work, but is it right for you? Is a whole different question. So that's all I got.
Okay. Listen, I'm gonna unmute you. I'm gonna unmute you.
Mhm.
Hopefully, it won't be too much.
All right, you ready for me?
Yes.
All right, so here's my thoughts. It's a little different, but
He's always a different one.
it's a little different, but it is what it is. So for me, I've been on the bottom as everybody has, and I've seen the top as people has, and I watched people who has gotten money, the inner self project outward. Things you wouldn't see because of where they were in their life when they got the money, it all came out. Sometimes money brings out the truth in you, who you truly are. And that's sad in a sense. And that's great in other senses because it can make you humble, because if you don't have it, then you really get to dig deep and figure out what you're really made of, right? So when it goes from the final thoughts of that is money the driving force in certain aspects? Yeah, it is. In most aspects, because if you don't have it, you want it. And if you got it, you don't care. I done read a lot of books where kings were wiping their hands on bread as napkins. But this is like a delicacy everywhere else. You know what I mean? So it's like, what do we do here?
Yeah.
How do we change the narrative for the good? You can go out, I can go out right now today and speak to the masses. Right? Mm-hmm. They ain't gonna understand me. Some might get it, some might not, right? But if I have dollars behind me, I got more of an opportunity to get my voice truly heard. You see what I'm saying? So I understand it.
We don't need to go down that road, homie.
But you know what I mean, though. You know what I mean, though. You know what I'm saying?
We definitely all got a way to make it happen.
Right, right.
It's just a matter of what you're willing to sacrifice, and
the local drug dealer, point blank. Sorry,
you didn't have to say it. You didn't have to say it.
I mean,
you could push a lot of things. You could push a pole. You could push several things as making it happen, and I'm not against it all. Okay, as long as the end game, you have an ending to it. Like if it's, hey, some people got to do what they got to do, and I'm not the one to say that's wrong. I can't do that. But you got to know that there's consequences for every action. There's a reaction, no matter what it is. Even if it's your regular everyday job, and just in life period, for every action there's a reaction.
Right.
Yes. Listen, tonight we had special guest DJs of the Rhythm League with us, DJ Todd Love and Alim, aka Mr. Mogembo. And this was absolutely Man, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I really, really, really enjoyed myself tonight with you all.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
And so they have a nonprofit again, and it's the Rhythm League. They have a third amigos with them, but he's not on the show tonight. But he is actually a really good friend of ours as well.
Well, he moving.
We see him like at least once a week now. And actually, I gotta get in. I'm probably gonna send him a text message so I can set up a time to, because I want to talk with him, about some things that we kind of been on the background talking about.
Yeah, y'all got to get that brother on the show.
Yeah, yeah. But I know you gotta catch him. Like you gotta grab him. It's just like, what are you doing here? Then he's like, I'm gonna be over there. And then he saw him when he was playing football, so it was like, what are you doing over there? It wasn't even in a regular place. It was just, what are you doing? But you know what? Go eat. If that's the same hustle you put in on a 9 to 5, you gotta make it happen. If that's your job, that's for the love of money. What would you do?
What would you do?
Okay, so we appreciate you all coming out. I popped out a couple of different platforms that you can find each of them.
Right.
All throughout on the different various social media sites. They have their different areas that you can find them directly, or just, the music individually and then the music collectively. There's a way to find them. I had it all. Y'all thought it was a game.
Mm.
Yeah, I was ready.
Yeah, you got it.
I was making sure they was gonna be able to find you. So whenever you send them back, they gonna see this all throughout the show. They gonna see it popping up. They gonna be able to know how to reach y'all. You know what I'm saying? Cause guess what? They gotta know how to reach me too. They gotta know how to reach us. Now, ordinarily, we don't have issues on this magnitude where I lose my volume, so I don't know what happened. But guess what? Look at the show still going on. The show's still moving. Lost sound on one and picked up on the other, and we still here.
That's right.
Okay, because that's what you're doing. And thank you all, sippers, and all of your guests that tuned in and that will catch this. Thank you all for just being there for an up-and-coming star in the podcast world and above and beyond, because we don't just do the live podcast. We have our own individual things that we got going on as well. So, Buddha and Baby, we do hosts. We can do speaking engagements. I have a woman empowerment group. I'm a wedding officiant. We can host receptions. Like, it's a plethora of things that you like, using those hustles, you know what I mean, as a residual source of income. Not just and for it to grow, keep growing in areas that what makes us happy, as you say. You know what I mean? We're not forgetting what our gift is, even though we may periodically get into survival mode. We don't forget our gift.
Absolutely, man.
At the end of the day. Listen, until next week, same time, same energy, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's Sipping in Conversation with Buddha and Baby.
We sipping in conversation. Sipping in conversation.
Beam me up, Scotty. Beam me up, Scotty.
Soprano.